At the turn of the 20th century, railroad entrepreneur William B. Strang set out to build a fine, modern, suburban community on the old Santa Fe Trail. He connected the new village of Overland Park to Olathe and Kansas City by creating the Missouri and Kansas Interurban Railway, which became popularly known as the Strang Line. At the north end of the business district, he built an impressive native limestone building. Its 6,000 square feet were used to store the streetcars overnight and for service and repairs. The car barn was the center for energy and a major employer in the area. Living in the golden age of invention, Strang was not only an entrepreneur, he was a visionary who saw the possibilities in new technology. This was a new century and a new town. Strang wanted residents to have the advantage of natural gas and electrical power for their homes, a clean and efficient energy solution for his community, and the trolley cars that kept the people connected with Kansas City.
Honestly, they were beautiful. They had an interior that was luxurious. It had a bathroom. They had beautiful furniture inside one of them that was all wicker and very, very attractive.
The opulent vermilion red streetcars named Ogarita, Marguerite, Geraldine, and Irene were a sight to see, rolling along the pastoral countryside and into the city. But that wasn't why they turned heads. These were the first electric trolleys to be self-propelled, using onboard gasoline-powered generators, a predecessor of today's diesel locomotive. The height of technology in its day, there was no need for a smoky steam engine or overhead power lines.
They were new and innovative at the time and made history as they came all across the country from New Jersey.
They ran all day, generating power even when stopped. The design used several of Strang's patents. Though this was a revolutionary use of technology, it was a little ahead of its time.
It was too expensive to maintain the gasoline engines, so they converted the system to an overhead trolley line system. It was supplied by 2 generators in the car barn.
2,400 square feet were added to the car barn in order to house electric generators. The generators ran on natural gas, piped in from Strang's wells on his 600-acre farm. In addition to powering his streetcars, electricity was provided for homes, schools, and churches in the area. Strang offered free gas to property owners who built homes on or near the rail line right-of-way, all the way to Olathe. Strang provided many tremendous advantages to living in Overland Park.
The major significance of the car barn, it supplied a lot of employment for the local residents.
Strang was very brilliant. He had marketing ideas that were way ahead of his time. And he gave every carman that would come and make a home in Overland Park, he gave them the lot that they could build a house on. And he was able to get real quality people.
The car barn played a vital role in the region's commerce. As the barn was used for power generation and streetcar maintenance, the railway was used for transporting people and goods from Kansas City to Stanley. Strang pioneered a system of pickup and home delivery of goods and freight. People could consign merchandise and produce from their garden, which would be taken to the city market in downtown Kansas City. Coal was delivered. Flat cars hauled lumber. The Strang Line brought in materials to build Bell Memorial Hospital in Kansas City, now KU Medical Center. The surrounding communities all reaped the benefits of Strang's freight system.
His freight system was very successful because he would take less than a whole load of any products. Other railroads would not do that.
Strang also bought some Model T Ford trucks, and he would pick up freight from the local residents and take it to the station to be shipped to wherever they needed to ship.
Overland Park actually grew because they could have freight run on these lines as well as passengers.
Strang had laid the foundations for quality of life in Overland Park and lived to see the town proudly grow and prosper. He died in 1921. Fire destroyed the rear part of the car barn in 1925. Though passenger service continued, due to the rise of the automobile, the Strang Line became less popular. The line was mainly used for freight. Even the Grand Marguerite was used as a freight car. The Great Depression hit in 1929 and wreaked havoc on the local economy for the next decade. The car barn fell out of use in 1940 when the Strang Line declared bankruptcy. Over the next few decades, the car barn slowly deteriorated. A developer eyeing the area for apartments purchased the land in the 1980s. Recognizing its historical significance, the city urged him to sell the old stone car barn to the Overland Park Heritage Foundation. Through great expense, the foundation restored it and leased it for retail. In 1991, a mural was painted on the interior walls that tells the story of the Strang Line's history.
I brought a friend in here not long ago, and she was just absolutely enthralled with the history of the building and with the history on the wall. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that this happened to this building. We feel that we are the ones that are preserving the history of Overland Park for future generations.
The Overland Park Historic Society plan on providing a display inside the Stanley Bank building covering the first 25 years of Overland Park.
With your help, the Overland Park Historical Society will assist the Heritage Foundation to maintain and preserve the streetcar barn, or acquire the barn if it becomes available in the future.